So
Hey.
everyone, please turn on your videos. Hello Vaishnavi ma'am, welcome to the server and the Zoom meeting. Happy to have you here. As all of us know, she works as a product engineer at Standard Chartered Bank GBS. Thank you for being here and let all
Yeah,
our
hi.
juniors and alumni know about you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
So ma'am,
Are we good to are we good to start, or should we wait for some time?
Let's give a couple of minutes for
Yeah.
others to join. We still see people jump again.
okay.
వసుంధర సీరియల్ నీ ఫేస్ అంతలేదు కదా ఇక్కడ
All right. Do something. Okay. I think we can start. So Vaishnavi, thank you so much for joining this session, spending some time.
My pleasure.
We are very delighted to have you here.
Thank
So
you.
let me
Thank you,
set
sir.
the pace for this session, okay? So that going further, we talk less and then you talk more. So in order to do that, I'm spending a bit more talking at the start. So here's what we are going to do here. So for the people who are new to this, and this is our first session, so sort of call this branding, marketing, or like opening session. So we call this SVAN Talks, Sri Vasavi Alumni Network Talks. So what we do here, we invite our alumni onto here, and then we ask them all the questions that we have. So now, when we say questions that we have, not necessarily questions that I have. So we gather questions from students from across the branches, across different departments and years from college. And then we ask those questions. Does that mean we don't ask our own questions? We do that too. So it's a total mix. So now we want the setting of this meeting to be pretty casual, right? So, and we are comfortable with any form of communication, though I did started very professional in English. we are willing to go into mix of languages for the comfort of viewers who are here. And for 30 minutes, we'll be going on with a bunch of Q&As and going through your journey. And then during that process, Arpita and Tejas will take you throughout the session. After that, we'll open the floor for the participants who are in the meeting. So, and we also have a YouTube live stream going on. And for those of you who want to ask your questions, like who is not able to register, we limited the Zoom to only 80 participants. I know there are like thousands of students in college. At least even if 10% of them wanted to be here, still the slots are not enough. So if you want to put any comment, do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Unless you subscribe to this channel, you cannot put any comments. Okay. So we intentionally made that a rule for all the viewers, because this way, next time any other live streaming happens, you get notified and we don't have to run behind you for this information. Right? All right. So the advertisement is done. And once again, thank you for being here, Vaishnavi. So, how is software life?
It's just been 2 years. First of all, I guess I can hear you. I mean, you can hear me.
Yes,
Yeah. This would be your tagline for your rest of your life.
of
Can you
course.
hear me? So, guys, once you enter into your jobs, you'll get me what I'm saying. So, for now, it's been wonderful. So, I've been learning so much, collaborating, etc. So, it was fun till date.
Nice. So, for context, for those of you to understand, so we join Teams meeting or Google Meet, whatever, in the workplace. First thing that we do when we start speaking, we unmute ourselves and we're like, guys, am I audible? Can you see my screen? So these are the statements we use like 100 times a day. So when Vaishnavi is telling that, so that's the most funniest thing that happens to us, and at the same time, very painful thing that we do on a day-to-day basis. And we still get
Yeah.
excited to answer to people telling, yes, we hear you.
Yes.
So that we feel very proud that we are helping the other person by telling them that we are able to hear them. Cool. All right. So with this, I'll hand over the session to Tejas and Arpita. So they'll take you through, and then occasionally I'll also jump in as I have some questions as well. Right, over to you, folks.
All right, sir. Hi, Akka. Happy to have you here. Okay, we have collected some questions from all the departments and all the years. So are we good to go, Akka?
Yeah, I am all set and ready. Shoot me your questions, please.
Yeah, this question from second year, Pavitra, CSCDS. Our projects or internships are really important for students during college.
Yes, both are important. So because with projects we get familiar with few technologies, because it's not like we are directly going into some stuff and we are learning a technology, but when you try to solution or do a small project, so it helps us a lot to learn and link how to find a solution, what to use, when to use, where to use. So it comes on practice. So the more you do the projects, the more exposure you get. So it helps. And also internships are very crucial, as if you are in second year and third years. So it's like a premium show, I mean to say. Before entering to the corporate, you'll understand how the style works, and it will help you a lot when you join as a full time.
So, Vaishnavi, can you tell us like how to identify a good internship? ఎందుకంటే కాలేజ్కి రాగానే ఎవ్రీవన్ విల్ టెల్ యూ షుడ్ డూ ఇంటర్న్షిప్స్, కానీ ఇప్పుడు there are courses, they give certificates, and they call it internship, right? So Shrikant has
Exactly.
completed internship in our company, and they did a course on Java. No, I'm like, right? And there are different other realistic
Yeah.
internships too. But వాళ్ళు ఎట్లా
Yeah.
ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకోవాలి? How do they find those internships?
So what I understand is, with my personal experience, I could not find an internship I did not do an internship. But this is the struggle I faced, because whenever I go on, random websites to, I used to search for these keywords like internship for second years, get job refreshers, job for you, etc. Randomly. I don't know where to find. I used to shoot arrows everywhere, from LinkedIn, from websites, Naukri, etc. So, but it's really, really, really tough. But it is tough. It was tough for me. And I understand it would be the same for you as well. So I could not crack it. But the thing I could suggest you is there are, so many things introduced on the name of internship, saying like we'll get you a course done for 3 weeks, and then sometimes they ask you to pay and get an internship certificate. They don't pay you. So there are, so many. Some would be like online classes only. I don't understand, how an internship can be online classes thing and get a certificate. And some run batches over batches, like the same project, but they handle it a batch of students back to back, and they make sure that everybody do the same project in some scenarios. So I don't consider it as an internship. That's why I did not enroll to any one of it, though I'll get a certificate, flashy certificate saying, Perumalla Vaishnavi has completed an internship. So I did not want that to put in my resume. That's why I did not. But I tried my best to find, but I could not find an internship, and I got full. I mean, my concentration shifted by the time I came to 3.2 or 3.1 to get a full time job. So I encourage people to have internship. That is, it will be very helpful definitely, but not necessarily a mandatory thing. But it definitely helps you a lot to grow. Personally, I could not do it, but I feel it as a miss. I wish I could do an internship. So, but it's important. The sites, there are some, like Naukri, LinkedIn, networking also helps. So someone, I mean, like these days, LinkedIn became a place to express your skills. Okay, so the bigger network is, you can, show your skills over there. Maybe some HRs or some managers can reach out to you who are interested to collaborate or to have a conversation, and then you might get an internship, which is still good. And connecting with your alumni, share your skills, share your work profile or the projects you build, share them, ask them like, I'm really looking forward to get an internship. So if they have any chance of giving you that, they will definitely help you. So these are the standard paths that I know, but I could not do, but it works some cases. My friends
So,
do.
since you told you haven't done an internship, right? So we want to take this whole journey on a different route. So now my question, had you done an internship, I would have asked the person what is the benefit that you gain from internship. So now that you said you haven't done that, but you wish you could have done the internship, here's our question to you. Do you regret not doing an internship when in comparison with your fellow students, like someone else who has done internship? What have you seen in difference in comparison to your journey versus them? Did it benefit them in any manner? Was it like significantly missing? What do you lose if you don't do an internship, or what do you specifically gain?
Personally, I did not lose anything, but I did get a job. So, but if I did an internship, so my job role is perimeter security, which handles CDN and WAF completely. In my first year and second year, also, I was so enthusiastic to become a full stack developer, coder, backend developer, etc. But now my path is completely different in perspective of my career. So, if I did a full stack development or some kind of development, that kind of internship, so relevance factors comes into the picture that shows my experience for at least limited period of time. So for my next job role, full time role, this adds value if I'm choosing the same role as my full time. So that's what I think. But personally, I did not lose anything for not doing an internship. But I feel it definitely adds a value. And sort of, if you are going on to the company itself, like for 6 months, my friend did an internship for 6 months in IBM, and then she got converted into full time role. So her and she, I mean, the
Nice.
same team, obvious, yeah. So she was working with the same team. So when she converted into the full time, so it helped her to kick in fast.
Got it.
So it was an in person. So she got the the flavor of corporate in the early days itself. So it's a win-win, but I don't think there is any loss scenario in my perspective. Again, it changes to person's journey. So my journey will not necessarily be the same journey of my juniors who is attending this session. All I can help with is my experiences, do's and don'ts, and what I realized.
Right. Nice. Because, see, either there is this kind of thought process where people say, if you do not do an internship, you're done, or there is an other end of the spectrum which says, I don't need internship. None of them are right, right? So, see, you can get a job without an internship, yes. You can still proceed, like out of 700 IT students, not all 700 get an internship, like 10, 15 does. And as someone who did couple of internships and had a circle of friends with an internship around me, one thing that you get through an internship is you get first-hand view of how corporate is. That's a point that you mentioned right now, right? So you get to see if the company is good or not. Like you can escape from the organization if the culture is toxic. That for starters is a good one, right? And then secondly, you already know the technology, what they are working on, how they are doing things, and that gives you a head start. So now you when you join as a full-time engineer, you're not a fresher anymore. Just a second. I think someone started a whiteboard. Okay. Yeah. So coming back, good inputs on the internship. I think we should put a point here and move on to the next one.
I recommend internships just to be clear. It helps a lot. But it's not the end if you don't get an internship. But you must try.
Yeah, Arpita, you can continue.
Internships. Cora Devi asked that how can we make our resumes and LinkedIn profiles stand out when applying for internships?
That's a very, very difficult question according to me because even I struggled for this. You don't believe me, my first resume was, it's a table. Can you believe it? I was so, that was a table, literally, with nothing spacing, it's not beautiful enough to even see. And all irrelevant things. So slowly, I just beautified it a bit. And most importantly, we need to understand what to put and what not to. And if you are really sure about, putting something on that resume, you have to go ahead. If you're not sure, if you just did that certification for a namesake, just to add weight to your resume, or just to make it beautiful, or just to fill your resume. So I don't recommend that because it reflects what you are. So if a interviewer wants to go out of DSA, he definitely looks what you know, what are the skills you're good at. And again, there are some templates where you rate yourself like 5 out of 10, or out of 5, excuse me. Based on that also, the difficulty questions they ask, what the expectations they have on you raises. So it should be truthful, and you put it when you are able to answer it, or when you can justify it that yes, I have done it, I have learned it, here is a takeaway. So if you're confident enough, you have to. And there are so many AI tools that you can use to generate your resume and other things. And LinkedIn also, it's like new social media. So I think slowly, if you see other profiles which are public, and by seeing, I mean, there is no definite formula to it. So some people are creative, they make their resumes colorful and more creative, not necessarily blanded, etc. So it's your own style. If you see more profiles, you'll understand, okay, this is a good way to put, this is a good way to do. So it's, I feel I don't see any formula or a rule to follow, but I did the same. I learned by seeing other resumes, and I learned by seeing checking out the other LinkedIn profiles. For example, beginning I used to, I mean, I don't have a profile pic on my LinkedIn. Later, I realized it adds in value. It shows your face. As a person, they can connect you. Okay, this is the correct entity. Might, I mean, that's one of the point to consider. So later, I have added my profile pic to the LinkedIn profile, and so on. Slowly, I build the description, what depicts me, and etc. Still, it's bad. Ignore, but it can be better. You need to put some time into that and frame it.
I have a personal question, Akka. How many pages should a resume contain? Like, so many have said that if you have more than one pages, they will reject our resume. Is it true? Or
Like I would suggest that it's one or two as per my experience. So I don't think there is much to write more than 3 pages personally. I'm sorry, don't offend. But I think we can, mix it up and conclude in 2 pages.
Yeah, so
Mine
I
never
was
crossed two, yeah.
sorry, I was asking Arpita to ask a follow-up question because now that you are mentioning not to put everything on the resume, what's your take on certifications?
There are multiple perspectives as my point of view, like because maybe few people may consider it valuable. Now it is overexploited or used more. Like you buy for example, Udemy. It's not necessary that you complete the course, but you can easily get a certificate, whether you learn it or not. So I think okay, you can put, but it's I don't think it's anymore a game changer like certifications from Udemy and etc. I'm not sure about it.
Got it. So సింపుల్ టర్మ్స్ లో చెప్పాలి అంటే వాట్ వైష్ణవి is mentioning is what you learn is what matters. మీరు కోర్స్ చేయొద్దు అని చెప్పట్లేదు, సర్టిఫికెట్ కోసం కోర్సులో జాయిన్ అవ్వద్దు is what she's telling, right? So
Exactly.
jump in, learn whatever you can, but end of the day మీరు సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకొని ఇంటర్వ్యూస్కి వచ్చిన నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్కి వెళ్ళినా people do not say, oh great certificate, nice design. They don't say that. They'll ask questions on the skill that you mentioned in the certificate. So just like that, if you do not have skills, they will invalidate you. So you look like a fake person if you have a certificate and like cannot, like it, you have a driving license but then you cannot drive. How does
Right.
that sound? So I don't give you a job of Uber driver, right? It's same for software. You say have these many certificates, these many licenses, but you know what, I know none of them. I'm like, thank you, we'll reach out to you later, bye.
It adds value when you actually know the stuff.
Bye.
So I mean, like as Shrikant Bro said, you can learn and you just stick on what you have. Definitely, you can't fake it.
Ma'am, so I have a personal question that which certificates you had taken in your 4-year course of B.Tech, and which certificates should other students take so that they can have a good job and they can have good experience?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So yeah, so I did Azure certification. So the AZ 900 is that, right? So that is a free certification as a student. So I was hesitating to spend more money on the associate level and other certifications, but the first one when I saw it's free, I just enrolled and I got that certification done. And I encourage even students to do the certifications on Azure and AWS way, so that whatever your choice is. If you are an AML student, so we have the basic AML certification course in Azure also. So depending on your interest, you can choose the path, and it helps. This cloud certification helps, is what I feel.
Follow-up question on the same. Right, so I was having discussion with few of our professors back in college. So now there is this certification mania that is going on in every college. So when I go for interviews for the final year students, so I see 5x certified, 6x certified in students itself. Generally for me, when I started certifications and started stacking them up, it's a pride. So when we say we did certifications, like okay, we amassed a lot of skill set. So we put in LinkedIn, I'm 5x certified, I'm 6x certified, right? So when we go to students and we ask them, okay, what is this service? What does this do? And they don't answer, then it gets invalidated. Of course, we already discussed if certification is important and if certificate alone adds value or knowledge adds value. So now bringing that to the next step, whatever you've learned when you are doing Azure certification, not in per se of if certification help you, did the skill that you learned as in your journey of certification, did it help you in your day-to-day job today? Or does it help?
It did. And again, there are multiple perspectives to this. So if Microsoft does, it does give us a documentation stack to prepare and answer the MCQs. So it helped me because I tried creating my VM and going into that, and I did a little hands-on on the services. If I did not do, and it was limited for me, so I understood the services. I have cleared the exam, but the hands-on was done on a limited services. So after a long gap, I remember what I did. I remember everything that I learned through hands-on, but not the definitions. Later again, I had to brush up. Again, I had to go into the stuff and so for me, this is the fact. So for reading purpose, you sit for a 2 weeks and you prepare well, you'll crack the exam fine. So if I did my certification when I'm like third year, if I don't touch those services in between, and again I had to work on them again all of a sudden. So it's a surprise to me. For example, one day when I'm going to work, so a new requirement came and they asked me, "Hey Vaishnavi, you have this certification. I think you are good enough to take this up." But if I get a gap and if it is a surprise, I don't remember the theory I read. I remember what I practiced or what I had an hands-on experience. So that also matters.
So since you work in the domain of cloud and cloud related area and you did certifications on cloud, it really helps you in your day-to-day life. Maybe
I
not
got lucky.
necessarily
I got
you
lucky
got
because
lucky.
I got lucky
Work
because I
on
had to
cloud.
work with VMs, especially which I was doing like a day to day
Got it.
basis to work something. But definitely, I had the concept in my mind, but unfortunately, for example, load balances in Azure, maybe I had read about it, but I understand the intent, but I don't remember how exactly to go. Obviously, the Azure's UI is so good that with the leads that we see with our naked eye, we can go through it. But my point to make is hands-on is very important.
I might have a differentiated opinion on Azure's UI being like very good. But
Okay.
again, I'm an
I
AWS guy,
got
so so for
okay.
those of you who's watching the session on YouTube or in the live here, that is okay if you do not understand what a VM is or what is Azure and AWS. We are also planning some workshops on Azure, AWS, all these kinds of things, including for first years as well. So this information gets more understandable. But the point is, throughout your career, మిమ్మల్ని certifications చేయమని అంటారు. So we have people who are from non-IT branches as well in the session today. So from ECE, from ECT. So some of them probably they wanted to go into computer science, but they could not get the seats, and they went into ECE branches, but still they are passionate about computer science. I wouldn't say all EC branch students want to go to computer science, but there are few folks who couldn't get, but then still want to learn and join here. So for those of you, ఈ certifications ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, if you start there, right? Again, certificate తెచ్చుకోవడం కోసం మీరు చేయొద్దు. You do it for the sake of learning. సో ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ఇంప్రూవింగ్ యువర్ స్కిల్. సో ఒక టాస్క్ ఇస్తే చేయగలగాలి, ఏదైతే స్కిల్ నేర్చుకున్నారో దాన్ని అప్లై చేయగలగాలి. సో సర్టిఫికేట్ ఓన్లీ టెల్స్ యూ దట్ యూ లెర్న్ దిస్, బట్ దెన్ వెన్ యూ అప్లై దెమ్, it will get you a job. Now it will prove to the interviewer or the person who is at the other end, it will make them know that you have the skills, not just the certificate. So that's what this
But
whole conversation is about. Like, is it really important or not? Because
it
I
is.
heard that some students in college, I feel certificates are not so important, or colleges are forcing to do certification. So now here's the brutal truth about it. It can help you very much when you have the skill. You don't have the skill, don't even bother putting it in your resume. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, just to
Let's
summarize, if you understand and if you have the certificate, it will definitely help you.
okay. The next question is from first year CSC department, Rashmita. If you go back to your first year, what would you do differently?
Yeah, there is one, the biggest regret of my life. I can never forget it. So basically, I can't categorize myself as an extrovert, but I have a starting trouble. So speaking up, there'll be a struggle within me, like a rapid increase of my heartbeat. My soul wants to speak, but my brain stops me. What if something goes wrong? What if people laugh at me? But no worries, I have overcome it. It's just a palpitations of just 5 minutes, and my soul wins. I stand up and speak in any meetings or panel discussions, etc. I don't remember whether it is 1-2 or 2-1. So I enrolled into a 2-day workshop. So one of the part of the 2 days workshop is we got a panel discussion. So there were 6 people on the panel who are sitting in Ramarajam Hall. So one is CEO, I guess, and directors and high level people of that particular company. So they were sharing their experiences and what they look and what are their goals and etc. It was a good round table. It was a good panel discussion. So they asked the students. The audience is a mix of all ears. So they asked, audience to interact with them, ask few questions. I was shaken for 5 minutes, and seventh minute I stood up and I spoke for 2 minutes. I'm so glad I got appreciation, standing ovation, etc. I was so happy and cloud nine. Here comes the most stupid part I did. They were impressed and they were talking about internship. So they are okay to give me internship. Okay. So by the time I was only proficient in C programming language. So I was so confused and I was not able to understand how to learn a new programming language. So my faculty is teaching me C programming pretty well. So I thought, let me complete one programming language. Let me know how to start and how to proceed. So that's why I did not learn anything except C. I just started Python because everybody told me it's very easy to learn. There is no dependency on other languages. It's pretty good and cool. That's it. So on the second day, after the later day, when I was in the library, so we were doing some activity. So my senior came, like before that, I thought, okay, I might get an internship. It's a very big thing. Let me go and interact. I went, I spoke with that, the a person, the CEOs, maybe I'm not sure exactly the designation. So the discussion went like this: like, you don't have holidays, maybe you can't come. You just know C programming, etc. If you could come, we can do. I was like, I don't know how to negotiate or talk. I can ask the management, can I get a permission to go the internship? That did not struck my mind. I was like, yeah, no holidays, so no internship. I can't do. I came back. So after 2 hours, one of my senior told that there is one more person who got impressed by your talk. So and he wants to talk to you. Please go ahead and speak. Then I got nervous. I said, no, 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 I will not speak. I'll not go. I'll not meet. I'll be here only. So with my own hands, I lost an internship opportunity. Maybe. So that's why that's a big lesson I learned. You should not. What it would happen if I go and speak? Nothing wrong, right? If it's an yes, no means no. I'll come back and I'll do my work silently. So if it says it's a eureka moment, yeah, I got my internship in 1-2 only or 2-1. So it's a blunder. I did not took an initiative or I did not put an effort to go. So if I go back to first year, I'll talk to that sir. Sir, please, I'm so interested. I want to learn. Please take me for internship.
So jump at every opportunity that you get. That's okay to be scared, but still jump at it while you are scared. Do not
What will
wait
you
for that
lose?
fear to go
Nothing.
down.
Yeah, there is nothing to lose. It's just an yes or no. That's it.
Cool. So we have 5 more minutes and then we open the Q&A for people in the session.
Okay, the next question is how could you please tell me how to improve our communication skills?
Practice. How can you? Like, you have to be confident. I mean, like, you have to, why? Like, why can't you speak in normal life? We do speak, right? And that to your classmates. What goes wrong? That to the faculty you have, you see them daily. So why fear? I understand. Even I come from the same, place. There will be a little anxiety, but you have to overcome it. It's in you. Like if you want to start, I like Yeah. So if you want to start, participate. I mean, for first years especially, it's an advantage because you would be having so many, hands-on experience in your English subject, so that role plays or presentations, etc., where everybody get a chance to present in their own way. And if there is any allocution, go ahead and speak your heart out. It's a small community, and you're free to talk. So it's practice. I guess you have to be. You just need to take one step, just one step, and see it helps a lot. And practice. If you speak, then automatically words form. I mean sentences form, and you'll be convenient enough to express your views correctly.
So Teja, I think the simplest way to improve your communication, in my opinion, right? Watch anime with subtitles because you don't know Japanese. You are forced to understand the subtitles unless you know Japanese. That's a different story, right? So now, the other thing is watch some series on Netflix, like open an American series or English series, and then keep watching. You'll pick up the accent. And I've seen friends who just watch these series and then talk in that accent. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with your accent? Like, why are you talking in an American accent or why are you talking in European accent? So this happens. Like that's the easiest way, closest way for any first year, in my opinion. And for me personally, that worked like a charm. To this day, I'll watch anime. I'm not sure if you guys seen that meme where one eye goes down for subtitle, another eye watching at the video.
Yeah. It just
Anime fans would know that meme, right?
Yeah.
So now, so that's one thing that you can do. But then, like Vaishnavi said, yes. So it's always about taking that step. Right or wrong, you just take a step, keep talking. So first you take a step and then comes confidence. It's never confidence first and then you take a step. That's the difference. అందరూ ఏమనుకుంటారంటే ఇంకొంచెం కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ వస్తే మాట్లాడతాను అనుకుంటారు. ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే మాట్లాడితే కానీ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ రాదు. అదొక డెడ్ లాక్ అనమాట. అది వస్తే ఇది రాదు, ఇది వస్తే కానీ అది రాదు. సో పీపుల్ ఆర్ స్టక్ లైక్ దట్ ఫర్ ఎవర్. Some people occasionally, like Vaishnavi or me, we find an opportunity, knowingly or unknowingly, we jump at it. And then we realize, okay, మనం అనుకున్నంత వర్స్ట్‌గా అయితే లేదు సిట్యుయేషన్. యాహ్! వీ కెన్ టాక్. Then you keep doing it repetitively and then you're like, okay, this is nothing. Right? That's how people go in. Even for me or Vaishnav, it's not like we felt, okay, we are the confident people of Vasavi College, of our batch. Now we're going to do it. No. Cool. So we also have a bunch of questions parked aside, but in respect of time, right? So we extended this conversation so much. We spoke about how first years, did we? Yeah. How first years should do certain things, communication, internships, resumes. So now we'll open it for the people in the call to ask questions. So feel comfortable to ask your questions in Telugu as well. So this is not like ప్యూర్ ఇంగ్లీష్ సెషన్. అందుకే నేను మళ్ళీ మధ్య మధ్యలో తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుతున్నాను మీ కంఫర్ట్ కోసం. సో యూ కెన్ రైజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్ ఇన్ యువర్ జూమ్. దెర్ ఇస్ అన్ ఆప్షన్ కాల్ రైజ్ హ్యాండ్. ఇఫ్ యూ రైజ్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్, we will call out your name and you can unmute and ask your question.
I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. I'm in a mood to speak, so.
I know there are a bunch of questions that are unanswered, right? So we wish we have 3 hours of time to keep having this conversation. But for what it's worth, we still give that few minutes to folks. So people who are in the call, so do you have any questions? You can unmute and ask if you have questions.
Or at
Satvik,
least yeah, Satvik, yeah, we have
yeah,
one.
please go ahead.
Hello, Akka. Uh, ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్లో సెమ్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంటా లేదా స్కిల్స్ నేర్చుకోవడం ఇంపార్టెంటా?
I would say everything. They don't track till second and third years, right? But uh, I mean, this might be a controversial opinion, but in the beginning, when I was in my first year, I used to feel a pain, like why this is not related. But now I feel it's okay. It's all knowledge. Some or the other way, it might help. So, yeah,
ఓకే.
So I think it's about segregating your time, right? So now if both are important, you have to spend a significant amount of time to split your work across both areas. So I was having a similar conversation with Arpita, like I think a week or two back. So now it's very rare that you have time, and at the same time, if you are able to scroll your YouTube shorts, watch your anime, watch the new movies and all that, it means you still have time, right? So you
exactly.
can channel that energy into learning new things, right? So that way you are building your connect between what you are learning and what you can apply to the industry. At the same time, without a foundation, you cannot lay a 30-story building. So the question is, do I build a 30-story building or should I learn about foundations? So now the answer would be you need both, right? So
Exactly.
without foundation, you don't have that. So now, do you want to lay a 30-story building, like 30 floors building? It's up to you. Foundation, definitely yes. So start with the academics, get very good at it, and see an option where you can apply these things to the corporate world, like to the technology that is outside. To give,
I was having, yeah, sorry to cut, bro. Like, I was
mm,
so enthusiastic to share one point. So, which I personally felt. So, I was the same. Do we need mathematics? We just finished our MPC and came to engineering. Do you really need mathematics? But it answered when I joined my job, when I was trying to explore this room. So, there is something called cryptography, right? We use algorithms to secure or encrypt. So, what are those algorithms? Basically, mathematics. So, the prime number logic to encrypt and etc. So, then I felt, okay, yes, there is a connection. It's in within us to try to relate or connect. That example, like, then if you explain me, I mean, if you ask me what is that algorithm exactly, I can't say it because it's too complex for me and I missed it in my semester. Okay, so everything is important. It's the way we see. Sometimes we may realize it late, but this is for a reason, is what I feel.
so Satvik, on the same note, so couple more examples from my side as well. Uh, so one is when we are working on Gen AI solutions, okay? Like recently we're building so many Gen AI solutions, RAG and all those things. So we have a concept called similarity search, which we learned back in college. We're like, who the heck will use similarity search? Why are we even learning these things? Right? Or who will use differential equations for that matter? So all of these concepts are being applied in machine learning, in AI. Right? So what is linear regression? What is logistic regression? How does these work with the data sample? How does this help in predicting the new data point? How does the formula behind it works? So all of this is being taught at the fundamental level. So now they cannot teach you everything. So the challenge is they have to teach you the fundamentals. While they are teaching the fundamentals, if they also explain machine learning algorithms right from the start, your brain would blow, right? So they would dial it down a bit, they'll go step by step. And then there's another example. I was learning operating systems, I think in my 2-1, not sure about the curriculum as of today. So there is a book with some tortoise or some symbol, our favorite book. It has a red color, I don't know, attana ఏమంటారు English లో, like red color sheet. It's in this book we were reading about threads, how threads work in OS, right? So how one thread would impact the shared resources. Now, what kind of challenges would come? I thought I would never see this concept in my life after that. Like 7 years into software, I started working on Swift programming for macOS applications. Totally new. Now the word itself says Mac OS applications, operating system applications. And then all of a sudden I'm exploring all these concepts again. So I was going back, I was brushing these things, and then I was like, okay, so this is what it is, this is what it is. So depending on the line of work you go into, or you might be working on different areas, all these technologies, all these subjects that you're learning will directly connect to one or the other area that you're working on. So having an all-round picture for you is very important. That is the reason they share fundamentals of different areas. Now, will you get a networking job? We don't know. Will you get a application developer job? We don't know. So they're sort of preparing you for all of those things
Everything.
by giving the foundations. So when you jump in, you can reuse those. So both are important. Manage the time.
When computer networks come, I am a living example. So I never imagined that I would go into the lane of Syrian and WAF and bit stuff of networking things, etc. So I never imagined, right? I was completely like, I'll learn programming languages, I'll do DSA coding. Definitely, that's the first step to crack any job. But post that check, when you get deployed into the teams or when you get assigned to the teams or projects, you never know. Sometimes, as a graduate, we'll be flexible enough to shift into multiple directions, so we should be ready.
Cool. Next question. I'm pretty sure we are taking significant amount of time for questions, but we're trying to make sure we're answering them in detail. All the hidden questions inside questions. Bhavana,
Let Bhavna
please
know.
go ahead. Yes, Bhavana, go ahead.
Yes, మ్యామ్ అంటే నేను ఇది ఇద్దరిని అడుగుదాం అనుకుంటున్నాను. Have you ever attended meetings like today's one, or participated in the platforms like Discord during your B.Tech, beginning of your B.Tech? If not, when did you start using it?
I'll let Vaishnavi answer first and then I'll go.
So for me, like we personally did not have anything, but we did have some, groups or some events or clubs, etc. But I don't think we had any messaging or any platform where we share each other. It's just the section-wise groups where we share stuff. That's it, or cross friends over the sections, and the information communicates or something sort of that. So, but I think. We got some induction from our seniors in 1-1. I am from a COVID batch, so most of my life of my B.Tech went in online classes. So we did not get enough of what my seniors saw or what my juniors did see. So yeah, so post when I came to my third year, so like I mean, once we are back to college after online classes, so not as a community, but we started coordinating or conducting some hackathons, 24 hours hackathon. We resumed it such way, and we have some like fests, right? Technical fests, etc. That's the only means. Yeah, at least for me, that was the thing. So from third year, my juniors, I think they started different clubs, and the same Discord was created. Then also for that purpose, and yeah, by the time it's kicked up or kicked off, I am out of the college.
Yeah. For me, there is no Discord, no nothing, no club. So we are from that batch where we don't have the privileges that you have. And like no one's even worried or bothered about having a club at the college or like having this kind of communication platforms. People are like, okay, let's just get through the B.Tech and then get some job. So that's how it was.
Just to add, so but when I joined as a first year, so I was so excited to join into some of the other clubs, because when we got the induction from the seniors, there were four ongoing clubs in different divisions. One is an orientation club, if I'm not wrong, some other technical clubs going on. So I was so excited. I need to get one of them. I need to go. So, but unfortunately, COVID happened and everything turned online and everything changed. But I think my seniors did had some clubs, but unfortunately I did not get any experience of being in.
Yeah. Also, had we got this opportunity, like having a Discord channel where we interact with people, connect with them, or ask these kind of questions, I think our life would have been a bit different. I mean, it's nothing worse as of today, but I would say it would have been exponentially in a different level, given our enthusiasm, given the things that we've done. For instance, the first club that was started in the college was started by us, our batch. So we started the first technical club, while no one like really understands what a technical club is, what we want to do in that. And I'm very thankful to my friends and my immediate juniors. They all came together to get this up and running for like 3, 4 years, even after I passed out. And then slowly it faded away. But then we're fortunate that there are more clubs that came up eventually. And now there is a club culture. So at this point, it's more about identify a good club versus a club that does not give you any tangible or any practical knowledge. But yeah, at least you have an option to like, it's like that meme. So, right. So this guy says, I'm getting paid 1 lakh, and the other person says, wait, you're getting paid 1 lakh, I'm getting paid 50. And then third person says, you guys are getting paid. So this is something like that. So you have clubs to choose from. At least Vaishnavi wanted to join a club. We did not even have a club. So now things are improving, so you can leverage more out of it. And as of today, it's not just your seniors, you have your alumni as well coming in. Like for example, Vaishnavi wanted to spend some time today. We know everyone's on a very tight schedule in software. They have meetings only in the evening for the most part with the customers who are from US who wake up right now and take so long hours. But again, once again, thanks Vaishnavi for sparing some time. But you can leverage these kind of opportunities, like asking questions right now. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, Jyoti. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi, hi, sir. So, as a third year student, so మేము ఏ టెక్నికల్ స్కిల్స్ మీద ఎక్కువ ఫోకస్ పెడితే బాగుంటుంది ఏదైనా ఐడియా?
My goal in my third year is to get a full time job, as nothing is happening with my internship. So, what really helped me, I got lucky with Banu ma'am, because she explained us Java in online classes. That too, I got really lucky because that helped me a lot. I learned a lot. Sometimes I do look for other resources to learn. So I started with Java, that was so easy, but it helped me to learn advanced Java quickly. And the DSA, we had a dedicated, curriculum added, and Venkat sir used to handle, and it was so good. So both went hand in hand. I started with C++, it was going good, and then I got into Java. And personally, I felt, comfortable with Java and DSA as a combination. So later on, I just completely switched to Java and DSA, the advanced Java, where you get to learn about collections and etc. So those are like very much important for DSA for a few algorithms and other things. So it makes things a little easier. So that's a combo. I mean, at least that helped me to crack. Even in the placement processes, we get aptitude rounds, and the most important round is DSA coding, definitely. So you need to, pass all the test cases. That's a mandatory round. So and then your HR and your interview, technical interview, based on what you learn and how could you crack it. So yeah.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అక్క.
Also, pick a skill that you like. Like there is no such thing like you have to do this only. Like you have to do
Yeah.
Python only, you have to do JavaScript only or Java only. Pick one, excel in that skill, right? So do your best, move on. So you always keep hearing trendy names. When I was there, blockchain was the thing, and then when I was leaving college, cloud was the thing, and then and so on and so on. AML came in, it left, and then it came again. So there'll always be something that is being hyped up. So pick one that piques your interest. Like one of my friends, he loves Java so much, and I personally love JavaScript. So my whole college life, I learned Java for the sake of clearing the subject. But then I was focusing more on JavaScript. But then in my years of experience, I realized Java has a very good trait in imposing the object-oriented functionalities or concepts way better than any other programming language. Right? So, but again, so before you to go there, you have to start somewhere simple, like C programming or like C++. I generally wouldn't suggest anyone to directly jump into Python. It is easy, yes. It has inbuilt functions, yes, which is why it is dangerous. Right? So you first learn something that is heavy, and then yes, of course, at some point you have to pick up Python or something else depending on the use case. But
Yeah, for my placement journey, I think Java and DSA and the thing worked for me. Like we had good teachers to teach us as well, and also by the time I was studying, so I think that we got enough time and attention on DSA. I think the same is going on, and I was also, I started this way to learn a language apart from the classes and etc. Just to brush it, I used to go to hacker rank because the structure there is like learning oriented about all the concepts that you have on that particular language. Later when I got familiar, I just shifted to Geek for Geeks, what I think you people are doing. So after Geek for Geeks, lead code and so on. So for DSA, the lesson I learned is consistency is the key. So you have to do few number of problems daily, whatever the case is. It should not break, and it is magic. Consistency is magic, according to me. It did for me. It did work for me. So utilize the resources you have on campus, and also question and try to find answers by yourself. I think searching and finding answers or solutions is also a skill. The way you search, the way you browse, the way you try to reach the solution, the keywords or how, that is also skill according to me.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing with me, sir. And
you
one more
next.
question I have.
So many
Can I
questions,
ask?
huh? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. ప్లేస్‌మెంట్ ప్రిపేర్ అయినప్పుడు మీరు ప్రెషర్‌గా ఏమైనా ఫీల్ అయ్యారా? అది మీరు ఎలా టాకిల్ చేసారో సిట్యుయేషన్?
So while I was learning, it was everything fun. So as I'm being consistent and little sincere about doing things and finishing, like when sir used to give a list of 10 problems, I am the first person to finish and post in the group. Yeah, it's done. But I felt the pressure of getting a job in my 4-1. It's the end of 3-2 and the beginning of 4-1. I was under tremendous pressure, and also I failed the interview of Amazon. I did give the interview. They asked me 2 questions and I answered both. But unfortunately, it was not good enough. My answers were not good enough to get placed over there. So I got rejected. That gave me like, what did just happen? I came till last and I could not crack it. I felt so depressed, but still, I'm happy where I am today. So everything happens for a reason. I'm happy.
Hey, next,
Hi,
any,
Akka. Can I ask a question?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
Harshini.
The mistakes that we should avoid as first years before the sem exam begins.
Mistakes. Have you done anyone? Like, I think, are you from first year?
Yes, Akka.
Yeah. So maybe we might not having a good grip of what exactly happening and etc. I would suggest speak out, try to communicate, try to search, scroll on LinkedIn, etc. So that you'll get to know, okay, this is happening, kind of thing. So slowly, take help of your seniors, talk to your faculty, or express your interest. How can I improve? And yeah, maybe the networking will help. Be open. Don't fear to ask questions, even in class or any events, whatever. Just think why, and also that don't just go like you're studying and writing exams. When you're preparing for any exam, like as a semester also, always have a question why, if so why, this is the definition why, etc. For example, we have https, we say it as secure http. The question you should get is why do we need to secure? What if we don't secure? So when you go in such scenario, so you'll understand things and it will be easy for you to back your answers.
Probably HTTPS might not make much relevance to you, but you should be having C programming, right? So when you start with C programming, if this is more specific about your exam, let's say you have questions, you have learned what a data type is, what a string literal is, what is a literal or what is a token in programming. So now, for you to get a good grip of those concepts, you should understand why did we come up with data types? Can we not proceed without data types? Why do we need arrays? Why do we need lists, for example? Or why there is a data type for character and then why there is a data type for string? Why there is a data type called float? Why there is a data type called double? Why are we not able to use both float and double in one data type? So ask these questions, and one thing that I used to tell myself, నేను కాలేజీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుదాం అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఏమన్నా అంటారేమో, పక్కన వాళ్ళు ఏమన్నా అంటారేమో అన్న డౌట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ యూస్ టు టెల్ మై సెల్ఫ్. తిడితే తిట్టారు, లాస్ట్కి అయితే ఆన్సర్ చెప్పాలి కదా. సో ఐ లాస్క్ అగైన్. సో ఇఫ్ దే సే నీకు ఇది కూడా తెలీదా అంటే, సో సమ్ ప్రొఫెసర్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ కైండ్, దే రిపీట్ అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. సమ్ టైమ్స్ దే వుడ్ సే, దే వుడ్ గెట్ మ్యాడ్ ఎట్ యూ బికాస్ యూ డిడ్ నాట్ లిసన్ టు ద సెషన్, not in a wrong way. So I tell, okay, I'm sorry, I did not understand. I couldn't grasp it. Can you please explain this? But at the end, what I've noticed, any kind of professor would clarify it. I'll explain చేసే వెళ్తారు లాస్ట్ లో, రైట్? అండ్ పక్కన ఎవరైతే లైక్ నీకే వస్తాయి ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్, ఇంకెవరికి రావా, లైక్ నువ్వే పెద్ద. సో వీ హియర్ దీస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ కాన్వర్సేషన్స్, టాక్స్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. That's okay. Your semester marks will talk. When marks come, just look at them, give a smile, and then proceed. That smile means నాకే వస్తాయి డౌట్స్, మార్క్స్ కూడా నాకే వస్తాయి. డౌట్స్ రాదు, క్లారిఫై చేసుకోదు అన్నప్పుడు మార్క్స్ కూడా అట్లానే రావు అన్నట్టు, సింపుల్ as that. So before your exam, always understand your concepts well. Feel free to go to your professors, clarify, talk to your friends. Friends are great teachers, to be honest. They explain even better. After classes, we used to sort of sit together. ఓ 10 మంది కూర్చొని కాలేజ్లో లాన్లో we used to explain to each other on డిఫరెంట్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. నాకు ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థమైంది, నేను నీకు ఇదే ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను, నీకు అది అర్థమైతే నువ్వు నాకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయి. ఒక ఎక్స్చేంజ్ చేసుకునే వాళ్ళం అనమాట కాన్సెప్ట్స్. ఓకే, సో
It's the most natural instinct of students to sit and share.
true. All right, so we are past time. So we are calling it a day. But if you still have questions, do join Discord. So Discord invite link is with your CRs. If your CRs do not have it, please ask them to reach out to Kartikeya, Kartikeya Kotta or Tejas, who is in the call. Okay, so CRs would generally know these folks. Okay, or like Arpita is from first year, so thanks to Arpita, Tejas, Karthikeya, and there are a bunch of people. We'll talk about them in detail on another day, who is making sure this whole thing stands still very strong. And they are part of this call too. For example, Satvik, Jyoti, Bhavana, many other people. But reach out to these friends of yours, even they can share contact of Karthik or Tejas. So join the Discord, post your questions and help on discussions. And Vaishnavi is available there. She's very active. she'll still continue to answer your questions. So next week we'll come back with another host. Sorry, another guest. Yes, of course, another host too. So you might not be seeing our faces. We don't want to make you feel bored looking at our faces all the time every week. Yeah, that's all. Thank you all for your time. Do share the YouTube link with your friends if you feel this will help them out. Make sure you register next time. So if you want to ask questions like this directly with the person, we'll share all the information through your CRs. And if you're in Discord, you'll get the information firsthand. So we are making it the only WhatsApp for all the SVAN people, Sri Vasavi Alumni Network, and students to connect. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for your time. Tejas and
Thank you so
Arpita for
much.
putting all of this together, and for everyone who is silently hiding their videos and making things run smoother. Thanks for all your efforts. Have a good day.